The Tony nominations are out today, which of course makes me think of Broadway, which makes me think of the arts, which makes me think of this man, once described as the man with the pulse of the keys and the voice of heaven, back for an evening of queer fun and mayhem. So naturally, we need to know more about all this. Joining us live is the man I just described, Mark Nadler. Mark, it's great to see you.
Reggie, I'm so thrilled to be here. I'm sorry I don't have some wife on my back that I can plant in the mud.
Yeah, isn't that a shame?
Yeah, that's sort of going to be on my tombstone. I will never have had a wife on my back that I could plant in the mud.
Same, for a myriad of reasons. Let's talk about your show, because it's a one-man show, so there's no one to carry except for yourself.
Yeah, and that's a lot.
That's enough, right?
In this show, I'm playing 8 different interacting characters. The show is called Heart's Desire. It's what I imagine the lyricist Larry Hart, who was half of Rodgers and Hart, who wrote My Funny Valentine and Where or When and Bewitched, Bothered and Bewildered, some of our favorite songs. And the playwright Moss Hart, who wrote You Can't Take It With You and The Man Who Came to Dinner and the screenplay for A Star Is Born with Judy Garland. Both of those men were deeply closeted because they were living in the 1930s, 20s, 40s. This play takes place in 1943. And I thought, what if they worked together on a musical and were not closeted? So this is what I imagine that musical would have been if they hadn't been in the closet. And what I did was I pieced together bits of dialogue from Moss Hart's various plays and pieced them together with songs by Larry Hart and Richard Rodgers, and created this fully integrated 2-act musical, and I play all the parts.
Well, okay, so that's fascinating. So the 2 of them and then 6 other sundry people?
No, I don't play them at all. They're not in it. They just wrote it.
Oh, I see.
So I play 8 characters. I also play the piano and do all the tap dancing. It's just me on stage.
And then you also do some light janitorial work in between.
Yeah, well, that's showbiz, kid.
So by the end of this show, you're utterly exhausted.
Well, it depends on the audience reaction. I might be utterly exhilarated.
Ah, very good. Okay, and what has the reaction been so far?
I've never done it before. I'm debuting it in San Francisco.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, it's going to have its very first performance Thursday night. I did a tryout here in New York. I live in New York City. Mm-hmm. And I did a tryout last Tuesday for about 10 people. And it was, I don't want to jinx it, but, it was
killed.
Very well received. Well, it was very well received.
Oh, very good. They didn't throw anything at you.
Well, let's not get carried away.
So I assume that you haven't always done one-person shows. So the challenge must be really quite steep.
Well, I've been doing one-man shows for a long, long time because I make my living generally as a cabaret and concert performer. Mm-hmm. But I've never done a theatrical piece like this where I'm actually playing interacting characters. But I've been on Broadway and I've done a lot of different shows and off Broadway ad nauseum. And so I've played characters before. I've just never played 8 different characters who all interact. But that's, I like a challenge and it's a lot of fun. And it's fun to try to make the audience forget that I'm playing the piano, that I'm the orchestra, and stay in constant communication with the audience while I'm doing this.
Well, I would love to hear a little preview if you can call all of these 8 spirits to come into your body right now.
Well, I don't have my piano here, but it's, let me see, I can give you a little bit of dialogue. I have to introduce you to some of the characters before I do that. So there is an older British legendary playwright whose name is Owen Turner. And there is an extremely gorgeous young playwright whose name is Peter Sloane. He's from the South. And I can show you what happens. Let me see, when they first meet, Peter's very shy, and so and Owen is, this is your first play. Yeah. It's quite an achievement. Well, thanks. It's like that, interacting like that.
Nice. Okay, so where can we see this?
The Gateway Theater. I am supposed to know the address of that, but I'm from New York.
It's okay.
So go to the Rhino, because it's produced by Theater Rhinoceros, RHINO, therhino.com. And you can buy tickets there and find the address. And it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday evenings at 8 o'clock, Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. And it promises to be something that at least you'll be talking to your friends about it.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you. And the Gateway Theater is actually right by our studio, so I know exactly what it is. It's right here in the financial district.
Fantastic.
So,
Reggie, are you going to come see the show?
Super easy to get to. I'm sadly not going to be here the entire weekend, but otherwise I absolutely would.
That old excuse.
No, I really am not. I swear to God, you can ask our meteorologist who will be with me all weekend next. But I wish you so much luck, and rhino.org is where you can get tickets. I'm a great lover of theater, so.
TheRhino.org. TheRhino.org.
TheRhino.org, thank you. And to all of your 7 characters, plus you. And now here's Drew.
That seems like a fun show.